Hello everyone. Today we're going to learn about modes of reading data. So in previous session we have seen how to apply user informant schema, and we have also seen struct type. In this we will learn the modes of reading data, which is permissive, fail fast and drop malformed data. So when you're reading millions of data, it becomes very crucial. Suppose your data is in GB, you wouldn't get to see there if there is a malformed data in your data set. So just to give you an example of malformed data set, if you look into my this Excel file, you see unit cells and dollar cells, which is supposed to be an integer, but we have nulls associated. Okay, so nulls are nothing but a character here. Okay, there are two types of null when you will have totally nothing, but this is null where you have something else in the data set apart from integer. Okay, and if you have defined your schema, you will very likely you will get an error. Okay, so how do you deal such situation when you have this? Okay, and when you have millions of such data, it becomes very important that you understand while reading the data what to apply when. So by default in PYSPARK you will have permissive. We'll look into fail fast. We'll also see malformed data. So by in previous session, as we have learned how to define user enforcement schema, I have a data which has just 1 2 3 4 5 columns. And what are those columns? If we have seen, one is date, product ID, product category, unit cells, dollar cells. Okay, now when we read this data, I have defined this schema already here. And now when I read this data, I've also mentioned one thing, that you have to put your date format correctly. Since I don't have a PySpark default data, so I have defined it in the schema that my data format is in DD, MM, YYY. So just to confirm you, if you see my data, it is in date, MM, YYY format. Now how will you now let me quickly run it, and now let me see see the data set first, whether it has come out correctly. And we have also seen there are nulls in the data set. Okay, so this null has come as is. Okay, now this is what I'm saying, this is your permissive by default. Now what if you have decided, since you have so much of data, I want to avoid this. Okay, so you either give me an error in the beginning. If you have such malformed data, you fail it. Okay, so when your intention is to just fail it, if there are malformed data, I'm going to put one option here. Okay, the option is, as you have if you have guessed it correctly, the option is mode. Okay, as you have titled it, modes of reading data. So mode, I'm going to apply here, sorry, my option, I have another option that I'm going to apply. The option is mode here, and in mode what you are looking at, fail first. You want to fail it if there are such malformed data. Okay, so once I do this, in next line you saw it got executed. Okay, in execution it will not show any error, but when you try to show it, should throw an error. Okay, as you've seen, it is thrown an error, and this is where it has mentioned, okay, it's malformed, records are detected in the data. And this is also mentioned that it is a mode of a fail fast. So this is very important when you trying to debug. Okay, when you think that your data set has got it, it will give you a hint where else you have a problem in your data set. Now there is another mode we have seen. The mode is drop malformed data. So when I read this data now, in place of mode, I'm going to put drop malformed. Okay, so now what is this drop malformed? Drop malformed is going to drop all the records. Okay, so these entire columns will be deleted because you have just one null here. Similarly, the other rows are also going to get deleted. Okay, let's check it. So if I execute this data, and let us now see. Now if you see, the entire observation of that row has been deleted. So yeah, now as I said, when you deal with data in GBs or millions of data, it becomes very important for you to know. Yeah, that's all for this session. Thank you very much.